Have to go live. Do we have an order here? Let's go order by the wins and losses. I think that makes most sense.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So we'll start with the Nets.
Twitch stream.
Or we could do it. We could do it by conference too. You could just sort then on conference, do high to low win totals, and then
yes, let's do that.
And then we can do all the East at once, and then because then we could do one conference, and then look at where we get them standing wise, discuss that, and then do the second conference.
Okay. Start with like the East and then go to the West, or West, and vice versa. Okay.
Organization.
All right, I'm gonna put this back up to this. All right. There we go. What's up, Twitch streamers? If anybody's there, listening, watching, we're about to get started on a show. Hopefully, you're all coming from my great Instagram post.
Post on Insta?
That was a good one. I saw it.
Yeah, the professional, he's not joining us tonight. He had some last minute plans, so
it's too good for us. He's got another pod he's working on.
But he has a sick crossover at the end of the video I posted on Instagram. So please go check that out at the Box Out Boys on Instagram.
A pod called the Boxing Dudes.
The Boxing Dudes. All right. Well, you guys, or we want to quickly just make sure we got exactly what we're doing, or we're pretty good?
I am recording.
We are recording.
We're all set.
Oh, let me do. Yeah, hold on.
Record my Audacity. Get my Audacity fired up.
That's what I got to do.
Recording.
Oh, we got Pat O'Connor, 33.
Oh,
hey, he's in Twitch.
Can't I?
Patty O's watching live. Nice.
Patty O here joining us.
I know him.
I know him.
Dude, get him on Zoom.
Right. Let's go. Recording. What's up, Adam? Later. Mono.
Here, if I do this,
cool.
I should show
Yeti.
All right, there we go. I'm out of full screen. I can see everything. What's up, Twitch streamers? And all right, so we're gonna cover tonight. We're gonna go over some over-unders, the over-under odds. We're all gonna discuss that. We're gonna discuss the Bulls' schedule, wins, losses. Bulls schedule, and then with some little freestyle at the end.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure we get all of this on the screen.
That's good enough. Scroll over left.
It only shows whoever's talking. That was weird.
Just gotta flip under view on the top right. You can do standard side-by-side speakers, side-by-side gallery.
Under view?
So yeah, on the top right, you've got an option for view. And if you have it just on speaker, then it just shows you the speaker. If not, you can get gallery.
Where are you seeing this?
Get the gallery.
Because you're seeing all of this, right?
In Zoom, yeah. You got to do it in Zoom.
I'm seeing everybody.
All right, where am I going?
We can't see Zoom. All we see is your Excel file.
Yes.
Oh, you don't see the thing above it?
No.
All right. We'll figure this out. It'll be fine.
We're recording. Let's go.
Recording. We're live. All right. Are you guys ready? Without any further ado. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Box Out Boys podcast. We are the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I'm Titus Two Shots Dominguez, and joining me tonight, it's Chris, the Stats Man Gorman. Hit him with the stats, Chris.
Yo. All right. I was irking to watch some basketball. I was watching NBA TV. They had the 1998 Game 6 NBA Finals game on. And the stat I saw is the 98 NBA Finals was the lowest scoring NBA Finals of all time with 481 total points scored, which would happen in like 2 games. I feel like in today's game, it's kind of insane to see that.
It was a different time back then. Who could get buckets in the 90s, I believe. It is the man who sees red and bleeds Bulls. It's the lawn boss, Troy McCrowski. Get that, Joe.
Yo, put down some triple stripes today.
Ooh.
Horizontals and diagonals. Got them all.
Oh, he's just the lawn. He's tickling those blades out there, man.
Woo-hoo.
I feel like we need a lawn segment where you just give us the what you need to be doing for your lawn. Maybe at the end of the show we can give a tip because I need my own tips. I got a lot of violet and crabgrass.
As you've recently learned.
As I recently learned. But anyways, let's enough lawn talk. Oh, but not joining us tonight. I mentioned it on the Twitch stream, but I'll do it for the podcast. Is our super producer Adam, the professional Bruns. He had some other obligations tonight, but he'll be making us sound as delicious as dove later this evening. Sorry he couldn't join us. Like I said, he does have a sweet crossover, as in the Instagram post we put up earlier. So, okay. Without any further ado, let's get into this. We're talking over-unders tonight. We're very excited about this. The stats man, Chris, he's been getting deep, sicko deep, you might say, into the stats. So we're going to start in the Eastern Conference, it looks like. Is that what's going on?
Yes,
here?
sir. All right, we got some Eastern Conference over-unders to talk about. I obviously already have my numbers displayed here. So anybody who likes to look at a spreadsheet the whole time, this is for you.
Yes.
We got a question in the chat. Big Daddy Kumquat 58. Hey, do you guys think Simmons is going to get out of Philly? Let's save that for because we'll be talking about Philly and as our third team. So we'll save that. But great question.
We'll touch on that. Big Daddy Kumquat.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys. First question to talk about. We're just going to go down the list. Start with the Eastern Conference, and we'll go from the most wins odds to least. First team on the list, Brooklyn Nets, 56.5. I have them slightly over at 57 wins. My thinking here is just, I mean, they got the superstars. They got Harden. They got Kyrie. They got Durant.
They got some guys, as we
got some guys. They should be a little more healthy this year. I had them at 55 at one point, but I'm like, nah, I think they're going to get it over. Just blow through the East. What do you guys think? What do you got?
Yeah, I'll throw them over. I'll take them around 60.
Ooh,
I think. Yeah.
Ooh, we're short numbers. Let's go.
Well, I'm going to take the under. I just think, like you brought up the health concerns. Put me at 56, right at. I don't think they're going to go. I don't think they're going to go under that, but I don't think they'll cross that threshold. Certainly a possibility, but I just think a combination of injuries and just resting guys. I don't think they're really going to be. I think they're going to clearly be the best team in the East, and I don't think they're going to be too worried until they get to the playoffs. And I don't see them trying to get home court advantage or anything like that. So I could just see maybe a not like a glaring win total in the regular season. But
and that's the concern with the Brooklyn Nets, where it's like they don't really care about the regular season, and they might play like how the Clippers did. They kind of did last year, where it's like they've already been there when they hadn't even been there yet. So they're an interesting team to bet this year, even though they seem so obviously to be over. And as you can see, we have over, and an under by Titus. So I just split here.
I am curious if because of the injuries from this past season, if there will be, maybe overly cautious with some of their players and, resting guys for good parts of the season just to kind of, I mean, they're still going to get wins, but they might not be running and gunning because they know that they can't flame out in the playoffs 2 years in a row. So,
all right, guys, next team on the list, Milwaukee Bucks, probably the most disrespected reigning champion since the 2011 Dallas Mavericks at 54.5. Difference with this team than Dallas Mavericks. Dallas did not bring their guys back. Milwaukee's bringing everybody back, basically, besides like Brent Forbes and
PJ Tucker.
So they're making some adjustments, but they're replacement level guys. So Bucks again, 54.5. I got them at 56, slightly over again here. I just think this team's got the confidence that they need, even though the East has gotten better. The Bucks are just in a prime position to repeat as a solid East team this year. What do you guys have?
I'll take the over as well. I think they will probably, be putting their foot down. They are a regular season team. Everybody knows. I think they'll probably get close to maybe like 58 wins, something like that range. Put me down for that. I think they're going to want to come out and make a statement. I don't think it's going to matter, but I think that's what they're going to do. Joey?
I'm going to throw under. I think they're going to come out in a little bit of a hangover. I think as Chris mentioned that the East has gotten significantly better. So I think they're going to get in a few, I think they're going to have a few trap games early. I think I'm going to go opposite of Titus here, that they're not going to come out of the gate as strong as they need to. And they're going to be a little bit weak to start and come on strong. I'm going to take them. Give me 54.
On the nose. I like it, man. This is good. Good debate, good banter. This is
I
what
like
you
it.
come here for.
I believe it. All right, guys. This is the team everyone's been talking about. The Philadelphia 76ers. Odds are at 50.5, which these odds might be updated since in the last couple of days, obviously with Ben Simmons more than likely not reporting to camp. Who knows what's happening with them? I think this team's going to implode a little bit this year, going way under with a 42, 8.5 under their expected totals. This team, I don't know, man. Like they've just been so like ever since Sam Hinkie left, they made every wrong move you can possibly make in the book. They're still one of the most talented teams, which is why I still think they'll be above 500. I still have them playoff bound. The 42 I might have to mess with a little bit, but I still am pretty confident in an under here for 50.5. So, Joey, what do you got here?
Yeah, under. I think they're dumpster fire. They're the new New York Knicks.
Oh,
give me that 42.
Wow.
Right there with you, Chris.
Wow. This is we're up in flames. So
I think
also,
they're done.
If you're, maybe if you're living under a rock in the NBA world, yes, Simmons has not reported to camp yet, as of yet, I believe, and he's probably on the block going to get moved. So to Big Daddy Kumquat's question there, I think he's going to get moved. I think we're all pretty consensus on that. He's getting moved here before.
I think he has to. The weirdest thing with Ben Simmons is, Daryl Morey wants the world for him. They still look at him as a great player. They think they have leverage in this trade when they have nothing. They have to. They basically.
I think the leverage is gone now that he's sitting.
It.
Yeah, they had a chance maybe to go get like CJ McCollum or something like that, but I think that's kind of done. So I'm with you guys. I'm taking the under as well. I'm not so dumpster fiery. I think I'm going to put him at 48. And, I think they're going to come in under 50, but I think Embiid is still, he's an MVP candidate. They still have a pretty deep roster minus Simmons. I know that definitely hurts them, but I know they will get something back for him. It might not be, like you said, might not be the world, but they'll get a piece and it'll take a minute to fall in line, but I think they'll eventually find a rhythm and kind of play off of Embiid. It should be still a solid team. So
I know we don't want to talk too much about trade scenarios with the Sixers, but the one that I can't get out of my head is the fact that the Sacramento Kings have 3 point guards and Davion Mitchell, their rookie, Tyrese Halliburton, who showed a lot of promise in his rookie year, and De'Aaron Fox, who's getting the max. Just part with one of those guys, get a package going here, and send them to Philly. Philly, I feel like would want De'Aaron Fox or Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah,
and I don't know why these deals aren't getting done. So there's a lot of question marks with this team, and maybe honestly, maybe there'll be a trade tomorrow. I'm just confused why it's taking so long here.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it too much either, but if he ends up in Sacramento, I'm going to be bummed out.
Ed O'Connor, you trade Fox for Simmons.
Straight up.
If you get Fox,
yeah.
Like, honestly, I keep thinking about it with Hield too, with Buddy. And there was a report that Tyrese Maxey was going to get out too. I think Rich Paul actually said Maxey was fine in Philly. Like Hield and Fox. If it's Buddy and Fox with Embiid,
I think you do that.
Yeah, but if he's going to leave, if he's not going to play, if he's straight up telling you,
if he's not playing, then you
take the one because you're about to have nothing.
Like obviously, I'd rather have Simmons than Fox because Fox is 6 feet tall, and guys looking at his jumper. I don't know if you've ever seen his jumper. It's not pretty, still not great. Oh, he wouldn't do it if Sacramento. Okay.
Oh wow.
Ooh, yeah, you do it.
I think you do it.
I think Chris said you've got enough point guards to fill that.
Yeah,
I still like Halliburton and Ben Simmons there.
Yeah.
With nice Sean Holmes, Marvin Bagley. They got guys. They got
guys. It's
Harrison Barnes.
They got guys.
They got some guys. Who knows? All right, let's move on. Miami Heat in the East are considered the 4th seed right now, according to DraftKings over-unders at 48.5. I have them at the slightest over at 49. I don't know what to say about this team. I mean, they got Kyle Lowry. Obviously, that's been like the big get from the offseason.
I like that.
And with Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Duncan Robinson, and who would be their 4th guy? It's not done his
Hero?
task, not starting. Hero's there, but he's the backup.
He's a backup.
Oh, I think do they have a Morris brother there? There's something there. I don't know about this team. Like they'll be out here. Let's actually. I got another thing here. Show me.
Here we go. Oh, look at this. So if you're on the podcast,
PJ Tucker. Do they
They got
PJ Tucker?
Yeah.
this is like an
They got
encyclopedia.
PJ Tucker.
Chris
They got
has.
PJ Tucker. They
That's
do have
it.
PJ.
Oh yeah, PJ Tucker. That's just. I
Hmm.
mean, that's a strong lineup.
They're going right after Miami this year. I like Jimmy Butler. We all do to an extent. So I had to go slightly over on this one. What do you guys have? Oops, I already put Joey as over. What do you
I'm
got?
taking
Joey?
it. No, I like
Yeah,
it. Give me
all right.
Way
over.
over.
Give me a 50 spot. Give me a 50 burger.
Ooh. Give me the same. I'll have the same as Joey.
Double down on the 50
Double down
burger.
on a 50
That's so
burger.
cute. You guys are cute.
We're cute together.
All right, let's move on. Atlanta, 56 and a
That's
half.
great.
Obviously coming off of the Eastern Conference Finals. I went really high on them. 52. I'm a little
Oh,
skeptical on this. I look at them. They're a good young team. DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, another year older. Those guys are developing. John Collins re-signed. He's looking really good. Clint Capella just got a 2-year extension today. So they really got the core. They need Bogdan
Yeah.
Bogdanovic.
they're a good team.
Electric in the playoffs and great veteran presence there. So I really like Atlanta.
Veteran presence.
I really like
Love it.
Atlanta. I do, yeah. At 52, and I think they can make some noise in the regular season too. So what do you guys got?
52.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go over as well, but I'm gonna slightly less. I'm gonna go 49. I think they're a solid team. I'm looking at them as like the 4th seed, maybe potential for a 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, but I still think young. And there's some teams have gotten significantly better, specifically Miami. And I don't see the Bucks dropping off too much, and the Nets are going to be right there. So that's what I like. Joey.
Yeah, I'm gonna fade both you guys. Give me the under.
Ooh,
Give me a 44 on that. I
44.
think they're gonna regress. I think the sum of their parts does not equal the whole. If that's how the saying goes. I think it's the second time I try to use this phrase, and I don't know if I get it right either time. But I just don't know if the combination of the young talent and kind of how they've been riding high for a season and a half now, if that's going to all continue on. I think Collins is still not as happy as he's leading us to believe he is. I don't think Capella is that guy. I think he gives you a lot of saucy rebounds, a lot of big beefs in the regular season, but outside of that, he didn't really come through for them in the playoffs at all. Yeah, I think it's still Trey's show all by himself, and I don't think the parts are all there. So yeah, ride that under.
Maybe it's just the vibe I get when I wear my Trae Young jersey that I've been
That's it.
believing
Yeah,
in.
it's
I've become a convert, man.
it's soaking in.
It's soaking in through the pores when I wear.
But you didn't wear it again tonight.
I didn't wear. Oh, I should have wear. I thought about changing, and I don't know. I was like, maybe I shouldn't. But now
Joe,
you
you
guys-
wearing Kobe White tonight?
I am wearing Kobe White tonight.
Yes. All right,
Oh,
we'll
man, you
get to the
gotta-
Bulls.
right,
We're 2 away.
All right, let's keep moving. Yeah.
Boston Celtics, 46 and a half. What are they considered the 6th seed then? Yeah, we're at the 6th seed here. I took a slight under. I don't know. They were very
don't know what to
quiet
do with
this
Boston.
offseason. They re-signed Marcus Smart. Al Horford's back, which I don't know if you guys know about the Blackhawks. Bringing back old veteran guys doesn't typically work out. Patrick Sharp and Saad don't do that. And they did it. They re-signed Robert Williams, who's a 6'7" center, and he plays well defensively. He's got good perimeter presence, but I just don't see it with Robert Williams. So I don't know. This team's kind of boring to me. Brown and Tatum are
Yes.
great, but I think they could be beaten every night by almost every team, even the Pistons. I think they could be. Yeah. So I took it under 43 wins. What do you guys got?
I'll also take the under. Sorry, I don't know if I jumped to Joey, but I'll take the under and give me 44. No, 45. Sorry, 45. I think they'll be a solid team, but I actually, you made 2 really good points. They're boring. I agree. And I think they can get beat by anybody on any given night. So I think they'll be middle of the road.
Yeah, I'm same. Slimy with that under. Chris, I like your number. 43 looks good. I think I'm getting like Chicago Bulls vibes like 2 years ago from them right now, where they're kind of at this crossroads of they've got their guy, and they may have a second guy, but they're not doing anything to surround those guys with other good guys. And they're just going to forever be in infamy until they decide which way they want to go. Any given night they could win. Any given night they could lose. I think they're going to lose. What is that? 43, 41 times. Yeah. 50-50.
All right.
50-50.
Solid. Next team on the list, I think we might want to spend more time on this team.
Yes,
the Chicago Bulls, projected to be the 7th best team in the East, according to DraftKings over-unders, tied with the Indiana Pacers at 42.5 wins. This is one of my favorite teams for a lot of reasons going into the season. They had a great draft day hat with the B and the
Big
Chicago, the Bulls logo coming out of it. Really big fan of this hat. I got 51
Yeah.
wins, which gives me the 4th seed for this team in my projections. I did
outrageous.
Went through every single game. I even have them losing their first game of the season.
I wanted to do that.
I am preparing for it, but then I have them going on a 4-game win streak because they played in New Orleans, Detroit, Toronto.
Is that a 5-game win streak down there around Thanksgiving?
Oh,
time?
I had a couple of big
7.
streaks when I did mine
A
too.
7-game streak.
Yes, there's some streaks.
Baby.
There are some streaks where they should just roll up wins.
Man,
a 6, 7, and a 5. I mean, because here, let's look at the 7. What's
Get
this?
in deep.
What are
So
we
if
doing with
you're
the 7
listening
here?
to the pod, we are going through the Bull schedule.
So in November, they got, after a bad road trip on the West Coast with Denver, Portland. Ooh, I haven't beaten Portland.
And
the Lakers.
And the Lakers.
I think it's the Lakers. Yeah. We got Knicks, Pacers, Rockets, Magic, all winnable games. They'll probably lose 2 of them because that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Then you got Miami, who I think they'll win at home against Miami, even though it's off a back-to-back against Orlando. Why don't they just play at Miami? They're at Orlando, whatever. And then Charlotte, and then at New York, which will be on NBA TV.
There you go. National games.
It's tough, but
that win streak looks suspect though. That one.
This one looks a little sus. Yeah, the more I'm looking at it, the more
you look at it, there's some L's in there, man. There's some L's in there.
Yeah. Oof.
We needed a once over on this.
I did this with 5 teams because that's what that's the teams I was curious about. And I think I don't have Orlando ever winning a game every time. And I think they'll beat Orlando. Everyone should beat Orlando.
Everyone should beat Orlando. Orlando's going to be garbage.
And so that's right in the middle of this 7-game streak. And then Miami, Charlotte's going to be
I think they realistically split that, right? I think that's a 3-game and a 3-game that they go loss at Miami, loss to Charlotte, and a loss to New York.
Yeah.
They're going to come
off
out
a back-to-back like that if they're going to Orlando to Miami. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you're optimistic.
I'm happy for the team. The more I looked at it, there was a DeRozan was on one of the player podcasts. I think it was All the Smoke. And he was talking about how he's excited to play with Levine, and the guys are asking, did Levine reach out to you? He said it was Vooch that reached out to him. Apparently him and Vooch were teammates at USC, which I would not have I didn't realize. So it was kind of cool to hear that. And I don't know, man, this team, they have so many things working for them. The more you look at it, the more it makes sense with Lonzo, with the playmaking, with DeMar being the secondary guy, and just with the catch and shoot numbers you see from Lonzo and Levine, and with Patrick Williams coming to his own, being that defensive presence down there and being able to spot up and shoot threes, and Vooch just being a tier 2 center in this league, right after the big 5 in my encyclopedia of guys over here. Here we go.
We need a
Vucevic is great, but
this is great.
I like this team's good on paper. They got a lot of you can have them guys. I'm not expecting them to win this championship, but I do expect them to win over 50 games.
Wow.
What do you guys got?
Well, I'm going to go over.
Yes.
42.5 is low. They're a good team, but not much over. I think I'm going to go 44. I think they're going to be slightly better than their projection. I think there's a lot of, when I went through and did the schedule, I did, I didn't even look at back-to-backs or, home and away stuff. I just said if they should beat that team, I gave them the win. If the other team should beat them, or I thought the other team was better, I gave them the L. And I think I came up with like 42. So, but I feel like there's some wiggle room in there. And I think that's what's going to be 44, 45 at the end of the season. But, fighting for a 5th or 6th seed. That'd be interesting. I'm really excited.
I'm going to take the over. I'm sure everybody saw that one coming.
No way.
I think in my initial one, I had him actually lower than that. But like Titus, I just kind of went through and I tried to be I try not to think with my heart so much and use my head a little bit. So I'm going to do that here as well. And I'm going to let myself be pleasantly surprised when they get the 4 seed. So I'm going to take 46.
And you'll only be slightly disappointed when they get the 7th seed. So that's great.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll
take it. I'll take it.
I think we'll probably do a further deep dive into the Bulls, as we get closer to this season. But I am very curious. I think this is maybe going to be a gelling season, and next season's the one where we maybe see, the fruits of all these trades and big moves. But this year could be maybe a little up and down, a little bit of a roller coaster season. So
I don't know, man. Got gold medalists on the team. We got, vets all over the place. We're ready to roll.
That's true.
I'm ready to get hurt again. So
no doubt about it. Ready to get hurt again.
That's what I know for sure. Anyways, let's move on to the Pacers, which is honestly probably the most boring team. We could just breeze through this one. Malcolm Brogdon is the most boring good player in the NBA. With the name and the gameplay to show it. Like this guy, he played 4 years in Virginia. I think it was Virginia. He's a great player. He's solid. He's got a boring name. He plays for a boring team. Domantas Sabonis is, an all-star with another not great name. I remember very much. Miles Turner led the league in blocks. Nobody knows that. Nobody cares that Miles Turner was leading leagues in the lead in blocks, at least at some point. All that being said,
man would know that. I
still went over 44. This team always is at like a 500 record. Larry Bird, I'm pretty sure, still in the front office there. I'm talking a lot about the Pacers now that I think about it, but like they're a good team. They always seem to win games. And Karis LeVert, I want to make sure I mention him too. He's he stays healthy. This team could surprise some people, beating the Sixers. I think they'll be better than the Sixers. So that's why I got them at 44 compared to Sixers 42. Anyways, what do you guys got?
I'll take the under. Give me 42. They're just gonna miss it.
Joey took the words right out of my mouth. Give me the under 42 as well. I think they'll be right around what they're projected, and then I see them being a 500 team, middle of the road.
Cool. Just boring enough.
Just boring enough.
New York Knickerbockers, 41.5 wins. Standard regression here. I feel like everyone sees it. Everyone understands this team's going to regret. It's like Boston a couple years ago when they overachieved and then they got Hayward back, but like, hey, they were just so much better last year. They were going to regress than they did. Thibs is still the coach here, which is what kept me from really going under on the 41.5. So I went slightly over with 43. RJ Barrett's going to get better. Julius Randle's going to figure something out. That playoff round that he was in was embarrassing. I think they gave him some more money, so I'm maybe he'll grow a little bit from that. But Knicks slight over here. They're still my 8th seed. So what do you guys got?
You could drop the under for me. I'll take 40 wins. Looking at where I put the rest of the team so far at the Bulls of 46, I don't think I can put the Knicks anywhere near, 2-3 games worse. I think they're more than that. So that's 40 seems fair. I definitely think they regress. Tibbs keeps them afloat, keeps them relevant. I think the 8th seed is probably a perfect spot for them, but outside of that, they're not going to cause you much trouble.
I pretty much agree with you guys, but I'm gonna take the over. I think they'll be a 43 win team, same as Chris there. I just see him figuring it out. I mean, I know everybody's kind of calling this regression, and I think there'll be some bit of that, but I trust Thibodeau, and I think they still have some decent players. So
D Rose is still there too.
D Rose
Can't
still
go
there,
out
so.
without mentioning that.
All right, let's keep it moving.
All right, Toronto Raptors. They are.
Or do we miss the
considered
Hornets?
Charlotte Hornets.
Hornets.
They're actually a team that people shouldn't be forgetting about as much now with LaMelo Ball, reigning rookie of the year on this team. Over under total here is 38.5. I got 42. This team is fun. They just got rid of Devontae Grant. They signed Terry Rozier to a ridiculous extension that I don't even want to say the numbers right now because it's just too stupid of a contract. And it reminds me why teams like the Charlotte Hornets end up in the middle of the pack every year because of contracts like what they just gave Terry Rozier. So LaMelo Ball is great. Gordon Hayward's going to be solid. Terry Rozier will do fine. PJ Washington's okay. I just don't know who their big is. Cody Zeller's not really a good big. Is Bismack Biyombo still there? I don't think so. But anyways, I still went over. Okay, despite all that, LaMelo Ball is gonna go.
Despite all that,
another year. Went slightly over 42. Every time I was looking at other schedules. Oh, sorry, I just went for myself.
It's typing.
This team, like I said, they could probably beat the Boston on any night. I think they could beat the Sixers. I think LaMelo Ball could dice up Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid. So I'm excited. They'll be a nice, fun team to watch. So I went over.
Yeah, give me the over too. I think put me down for 45.
All right.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go way over.
Wow.
I think they're a really good team. I think they were on pace. I think they were in the 4th seed until LaMelo got hurt. If I'm, remembering correctly, I think.
Is that right?
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were way up there until he got hurt, and then the bottom dropped out on them. If I believe they might have been in the 6th seed, something like that. But they weren't.
Yeah, they were up there.
They were up there. So I think when they're healthy, especially with Gordon Hayward, I think he's a little underrated right now. And LaMelo's should be good. So give me that.
I'll take the over as well. I'm not as high as either of those. Give me a 40 spot.
40. Let's move to the bottom of this.
Yeah, sorry, we're going long on this stuff. So Toronto Raptors, boring team. Siakam, Van Vliet. I don't know what's going on with this team. OG Anunoby's fine, but 36.5 is the over under. I went 28. I think a lot of these unders I went really under on, and this is one of them where I feel like this team is just kind of gonna come back from Tampa, play in Toronto, and kind of like take the year to kind of come back. So I just went under on these guys.
Yeah, I'll take the under. 28 seems a bit much. It's definitely possible. I wouldn't be shocked. But I'll write 30.
Yeah, give me the under as well. I'm a little bit higher than you guys. Put me down for 32. I think they'll crack 30, and then they'll figure it out. They're a decent team still, but yeah, they're
still a respectable franchise.
Yeah.
Washington Wizards replace Russell Westbrook with Spencer Dinwiddie. 34.5 is the over under here. I think going from Russell Westbrook, despite what I say about Russell Westbrook, he is still a better player than Spencer Dinwiddie. And I don't know if we're going to get anything from Thomas Bryant this year. It'll be interesting to see how he recovers from his ACL tear. 28. I'm going way under on these guys.
Damn.
I'll take the under too. I think, Chris, you're forgetting they don't need Thomas Bryant because they have former Bull Daniel Gafford. So that's worth at least like 3 wins right there. So give me like 31.
I'll take the under as well. Give me 30. These ones I'm going to be hard to kind of pick exactly what they're going to do.
All right. We might spend some time on this one. The Cleveland Cavaliers, 26.5 is the over under here. I went 38. This is, I went way too high on these guys. I think. I don't know. We're recording it. I had a lot of time.
Our money, right? And this is the team that we're telling everybody they should bet on because
this is one of my
knock this one out of the water.
One of my locks.
Chris's locks.
Guys, okay. So when I look at this team, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Isaac Okoro, I guess Laurie at the 4 now. With Evan Mobley, the 2nd overall pick, right behind him. Jared Allen, they just signed 4 years, $100 million. All those guys on a separate team anybody would be excited to have him. If we got Colin Sexton, we'd be excited. Like, oh hell yeah, Colin Sexton averaged 20 points a game. Darius Garland, he's got some, and Isaac Okoro, he's really athletic. He can do some things. Like Joey made the metaphor earlier where it's they're greater than the sum of their parts. And the Cavs are they're lesser than the individual pieces show.
I don't know how that works, but
you know what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. I don't think we've said this right yet, but it's fine.
We'll look it up for next week.
We're gonna Google it.
We'll get it right for next time. But anyways, the Cavs,
Adam,
maybe they'll get 38. Maybe I'm a little too high on this, but 26.5 is just so freaking low for a team that wants to win and is so tired of losing. So I went over for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I hear what you're saying. I don't know if I'm buying. Give me the under. Give me 24.
Oh, wow.
I don't think Markkanen's as good as he thinks he is. I don't think Jared Allen's as good as he thinks he is. I don't think really. Yeah, I think Colin Sexton and Darius Garland are probably it. What I'm saying is I don't think they have some guys.
The sum of the parts is equal to the sum of the parts.
The sum of the parts. The sum of the parts is less than the mean.
Is less than the mean of the parts.
Less than the mean of the part.
Give me the over and give me 27, just over. I think they're a good team. They have some guys, I guess. I'll be curious. So yeah, 277.
They have 4 lottery picks. They got Sexton, Garland, Okoro, and Mobley.
We'll see. They're one of those teams that should be better, and I don't know why they're not. So
you just look at them on paper, it just confounds me why this team's not better.
Not better, but they're not. So
another team I got over on is the next team is Detroit Pistons at 24.5 wins. Detroit's got Sadiq Bey. Well, obviously Cade Cunningham, the number 1 overall pick.
Cade, he's worth
Isaiah Stewart is a really good front court guy. Sekou Doumbouya. They got a lot of names that are really hard to remember. That are really long that I'm struggling with, but I think I got it. So I like Detroit enough. Killian Hayes, he was the number 7 overall pick last year, point guard. I just like this team. I think when you get the first overall pick, typically the team gets better the next year, and I think the Pistons are going to try to win. So 29.
Wow.
I'll take over maybe 26. I think everything you're saying is right. They get the first pick, you usually see an improvement. 26 seems fair.
Take the over too, and just give me 25. I think they barely get over, but I think they'll be a solid team.
Magic.
The Magic.
All right, guys. The Orlando Magic. Jalen Suggs. Cole Anthony is an exciting player to watch. I like Jalen Suggs out of Gonzaga, Mr. Minnesota, 2 years prior for football, I believe. Mo Bamba is going to try to develop. They signed Robin Lopez to the team not to win. Specifically, I read this. They did not sign Robin Lopez to win games. Don't get me wrong. They signed him to help develop Mo Bamba. So this team, I put 18, but honestly, I could see 12. This team's not trying to win. Yeah. And so I went under. This is a lock for me too. This team is not going to win games this year.
Yeah, thank you for entering mine.
Sorry, I keep doing that.
Under is perfect.
I'll be doing under as well.
Give me 19. I think you're right on, Chris.
Yeah, give me the 18 with Chris as well. Same thing. This team's gonna be garbage. Hot garbage.
Fantastic.
Have fun.
All right, boys. Let's breeze through
this. Ready to
the West. We got a lot here. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? We can go over tonight. What do you guys got? How do you guys feel?
We can run a little long. We're at 30 minutes, so let's try to keep it.
We can keep it an hour.
Let's keep it moving.
We can do an hour. We do this every other week right now. We can do an hour. All right, guys. The Los Angeles Lakers are considered the top team according to DraftKings over under odds at 53.5. I went under. I am so under on these old guys. These guys are all older than us. You got a bunch of 35-year-olds on this team. It's crazy. And except THC. And
I just won a championship at 34, but who's counting?
So this team's going to be great, I think, in the playoffs. I wrote the article about that at boxoutboys.wordpress.com.
Check it out.
About the Lakers. So they'll be fine, but I just don't see them, really trying. The 4th seed is where I got them at here. So under 48.
Yep.
Or under 53.5 at 48.
I think that's perfect. Give me the under 48. I think everything you're saying is spot on. they're gonna have some ups and downs throughout the season. Playoff time comes, it might be a tough out, but they're not gonna razzle dazzle you all year long, and certainly not to the tune of 53.5 wins.
Give me the over. Give me
Thank you,
55.
Titus. Yes.
55 wins for the king, the Wash King, and my boy, Russell Westbrook. We out there hustling, getting triple doubles. You heard it here first, folks.
Wow.
No, I think they're going to be good. I think they'll be better than people think. I think hey, they're going to lock in. Everybody knows they're winning the title. I like the addition of Westbrook for the regular season wins wise. I don't know what's going to do in the playoffs, but I think they're going to win some games. So let's see. 55, man.
Okay, Pat added to the chat. He said, "Fun fact, Chris, you have 10 Eastern Conference teams over 500. I checked back through 1985. That has never happened since at least as far back as 1985."
I'm saying right now, the
That's a
Bulls
great
51. It's a great stat. We use that next week. Thanks for our fact checker, Pat, in the comments.
That's true. I got these 10.
Jesus.
Oh,
What a
And the East is loaded.
I like
Loaded.
the East.
I
I
think
do
we
like the
all
East.
have
I
it.
wonder, do I have the same thing for the West?
Wait.
It's so hard to do when you're just like looking at the thing.
I kind of got a lot for the West too. Well, because my Timberwolves thing. I didn't like to go too far under. So yeah, Patty O calling me out. Appreciate it. Let's move on. Phoenix. I went back further. It has never happened. Thanks. Yeah.
Has never happened in the history of the league.
Well, records are meant to be broken, and things are.
And the Eastern
never doubt
Conference
the
in
impossible.
21 is meant to happen.
2021 Eastern Conference.
Led by the Bulls.
I mean, the Magic are going to give everybody so many wins. Anyways,
It's possible.
Phoenix Suns, 51.5, reigning Western Conference champions. I went 53 here. These guys are just getting older. I have my player ratings that I did my substandard analysis with. I really ranked Phoenix just as the best team in the league, with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Michael Bridges, Jay Crowder, and DeAndre Ayton. I mean, Booker and Ayton are getting another year older. They're like 25 now. These guys can become superstars. Michael Bridges is a great role player, all-star kind of player. Chris Paul, obviously being the daddy of this group, 38 years old, and just supplying the presence when needed during the regular season.
Big Daddy Chris.
Jay Crowder's been really good. He went from almost going to China with LeBron egging him on in the first round of those playoffs to being a key piece for them, and really showing up big in some of those finals games, even though they lost. So I still like Phoenix. I brought everyone back. So yeah, Phoenix for me is my 1 seed at 53 wins.
Yeah, I'll take the over, and the only reason I'm taking it over is because you called Chris Paul daddy, and I will also take 53 because you called him daddy. And forever this entire season, he will be referred to
Daddy
as
Paul.
Daddy Paul.
Daddy Paul.
Old Daddy Paul. Give me the over as well, and put down for 56. They will be the number 1 seed as well.
Wow.
I have to have the number 1.
We gotta get you a Chris Paul jersey now.
Oh, it's Devin Booker, baby. Give me Devin Booker.
Oh, Booker. Hey.
Love that guy.
All right, Utah Jazz, 51.5. This is probably like the Indiana Pacers of the West, but like really, really good. Like they're always really good. Gobert, defensive player of the year, reigning defensive player of the year. Donovan Mitchell, they signed Mike Conley back, Joe Ingles, Bojan Bogdanovic. This team's fine. I don't know. I went 52 just because I don't want to go under on them, but I just went slightly over.
I'm going under. Give me 48. I do not care for Utah or their brand of basketball. Thank you.
I also do not care much for Utah and their brand of basketball. You said that lovely. I will also take the under, and I will take 49.
Nice. That's what I think they're going to be. They're going to be high 40s.
Rudy Gobert still is all you can have him.
Yeah, that's fine. Great. Congratulations on your 4th defensive player of the year. That's awesome.
And your 2nd round playoff exit.
Yep.
3rd round. Yeah. Cool.
Dallas Mavericks,
Donovan.
Ooh.
48.5. Consider the 4th seed, according to DraftKings over-unders, tied with the Warriors, who we'll talk about next. This team did nothing. They brought everyone. Who'd they get?
They have Luca.
They got Reggie
This
Bullock.
is why they have 48 wins.
No, but like they got Reggie
Luka.
Bullock. They re-signed Tim Hardaway Jr. Kristaps is still on this team. Jalen Brunson did not go to Chicago like Joey wanted so badly. They got Luka. That's the only reason why.
That's my only question. Is Luka still on the
only
team?
thing. Luka is the favorite to win MVP. I'm not gonna predict someone winning MVP. I don't like to take those kind of big leaps for players like that. Luka, I absolutely could win MVP. I don't see it on paper with this team. Say I went under 46.
I'm all over the over on this.
Oh,
Luka is just hanging out smoking hookah this summer. Dude's
Luka.
Luka.
Hookah
Or Luka Doncic. I think
Luka Doncic. Dude's just chilling. Best t-shirt ever. Luka smoking a hookah with the basketball as the coal on top. Absolutely love it. Give me 50. They're gonna go for it. I'm all in on the Mavs.
Here they come. Give me the under. Give me the under 48. I think that number is right. But they are going to be a problem in the playoffs because Luka is going to do Luka stuff. I love it.
Luka
I'm
magic.
very excited to watch this team. Let's move on.
All right, moving on real quick. I'm going to go quick on this one, I think. Golden State Warriors, 48.5. I said 46, slightly under. The only reason I'm under on this team is because James Wiseman did not really develop that much. It's still going to take him a couple years to really become the player he could become. Klay Thompson's not coming back till Christmas. So yeah, I still think they'll be good, but I'm going under.
Yeah, I'm with you. If Klay Thompson was coming back at the beginning of the season, I think the number, the 40.5 is probably a little bit safer. Not coming back till Christmas, they're pretty much the same thing that they were last year. Chris is showing us, I'm guessing
Sorry, I went to, so this was one of the teams where I had to make sure I like the 48. So I went through their entire schedule. I have them winning their first 7 games. So I have them starting 7-0. Even though I don't think they'll
win streak.
Even though I don't think they'll be good until Klay comes back.
So we need to check these numbers.
Yeah.
And
Patty was doing it for us.
Run this through your filters.
I'll show Pat at the end, and I got exactly 12 or 1,232 wins. I went equal. So the fact that I have 10 is interesting. I did the math. I
take the under. I think if they get Ben Simmons, as is kind of a rumor out there, that becomes a flop. But as it stands now, under Chris, I like your number 46.
Give me the under as well. I will go slightly above you guys with 47. I like that number. I think they'll be high 40s for sure, even with the Klay delay. But
the Klay delay.
They
nice.
From.
All right.
Nuggies.
The Nuggies. The Denver Nuggets.
Is Jamal coming back or no?
Jamal, I don't know the timetable. It's a torn ACL. They're always a little more. There's never as much news on that stuff.
He thought it was at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Tail end. April, maybe?
So I think he's not coming back until February.
I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure he's not coming back till February.
All right.
Regardless, I still like this team to go over. I have him at 50. MPJ, Michael Porter Jr. is one of the best young stars. He's the favorite to win most improved player. Of course, those odds are still like plus 700 because most improved player is an insane award to try to predict. But I still like Michael Porter Jr. Jokic, reigning MVP, still underappreciated in this league.
Yes, sir.
I still like this team at over, with all that.
Yeah, give me over as well. I'll take him at 48 though. I think they'll miss Jamal. I would be on board with your 50 if Jamal was there, but no Jamal for a majority of the season. Unless Joey found out when.
Yeah, they have not released timetables. A couple weeks ago, they posted some information. He was in the training facility, getting some bounce back, getting some dunks up, but they're taking it slow, as they said. The team stance has been no date revealed. So yeah, I'm at least January, February, probably. So 46.5. Yeah, over sounds fine.
Now
they've got Jokic, even though I don't like them. They got the Joker. 48.
not to get too much into predictions, but if Jamal's back before March, I'm gonna love those guys in the playoffs. So
Dude, you've got a Jamal.
Yeah.
You've got a Jamal.
I love
thing.
Jamal, man.
You kind of switched it from Ben Simmons to Jamal Murray.
Well, because Ben Simmons has been letting me down, but
That's
I
a
just
guy.
think he's one of those guys. He just got the it thing, and I think he's just there. And if
Jamal,
he's there, if he hadn't got hurt, I still think they would have made the finals. But that's me. But all right, we can move on.
I agree. LA Clippers. When I first saw this over under, I thought it was way too low, but I still went under 45.5. And I went under at 42. When I looked at my substandard player ratings, I have the Clippers ranked as the 13th best team in the West, which, like, yeah, bonkers, right, guys? Crazy that I have that. But when you look at their starting roster, Paul George, Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, Ivica Zubac.
Oh, I forget that.
I don't know, man. Like they got nobody
Kawhi's
on
not
paper
in there.
Yeah, in the playoffs, they did some exciting things. Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris stepped up at key times. It's just Paul George show. Unless Paul George is going to win MVP this year, like maybe he'll be better than Luka Doncic this year. Like,
yeah,
you know,
that's not going to happen.
Cool. Maybe the Bulls will win 51 games.
Yeah,
we don't know.
That's more likely according to what I got here. Anyways,
maybe the Bulls sweep the Nets.
I went under
in round 2.
And what are you guys thinking here?
Yeah, under is good.
Wow.
40, 42 feels good. Yeah, no Kawhi. Paul George can't do it all. The rest of that team is not that great.
Yeah, under 43 for me. It's the same thing. Around what you guys are.
I thought you okay. I thought someone would be
I forgot
higher.
Kawhi. I forgot Kawhi's out with the ACL. If he's not there, that team's not that good. It's just Paul George.
Portland Trailblazers 44.5. Wrote this in the article boxoutboys.com or .wordpress.com. Any team with Damian Lillard is going to win 40 games. This team signed Norman Powell for 4 years.
That hasn't happened since 1985. Kidding, sorry.
Call that nice.
Call him back.
Nurkic, if this team is healthy, which they never are, they'll easily bypass 44.5 wins. So I just think this is a winning franchise, a winning team. They're not going to lay low in a season. So 47.
And when they get Ben Simmons for CJ McCollum, that's going to be great.
Yeah, right. That's not going to happen. But I'm taking the under 44. I think the 44.5 is spot on. But I'll play the game.
Give me the over. Give me 46. I think they'll be slightly over. I kind of agree. Dame is a really good player. They have a solid team.
Say 43?
46.
Oh, sorry, you said 46. Okay.
Father.
Memphis Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies.
This team, actually, there's a fun stat with this team. They've subsidized about 30% of the Lakers' salary roster for like the last 3 seasons. And they're doing some more of that this year with Rajon Rondo, obviously going there now. They're taking out a bulk of that salary. 41.5, literally right on the line. I went at 42. I like John Morant. I respect his game. I like Dylan Brooks. I respect his game. Desmond Bane was a solid rookie. I was going to say Jonas Valanciunas, but they have Steven Adams now.
Yeah. Who's
fine. And, Jaren Jackson Jr., if he can stay healthy, he's he's a solid front court player to have on that team. So slight over on this team. I don't know what to make of them. And, so that's what I got.
Yeah, definitely a question mark for me.
Yeah.
I'll give him the under at 41. I think that number
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yep. Double that down.
Double down.
2 unders and a 41.
That's like the tightest. Anyways, cool. Pelicans obviously struck out this offseason trying to get Kyle Lowry. They got
Devontae Graham.
Who is better or worse than Lonzo Ball. It's a cool over-under. Over-under is actually, the under is plus 100, which is the only plus besides the over on the Houston Rockets, which we'll get to. But the Pelicans, Zion, Brandon Ingram, we all know about this team. I went over 42 despite the horrible offseason they had. This team is still on the up and up. Jonas Valanciunas, despite what I think him and Steven Adams, it's a wash, but like he's still good. He's got some shots. So yeah, 42.
Under 35.
Oh, well.
Wow. All right.
Hi-oh, coming in hot. I like it. I'm with you, Joey. Under, but give me 37. I think, I don't think you're going to be that good.
I think Zion loses interest. I could see him in like January being like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore. He's going to pull an Anthony Davis.
Going to New York, baby.
He's done.
Really likes
Sacramento Kings. Patio. Sad fact, the Kings have been under 500 for 15 straight seasons.
Well, mark me down. Give me the under.
Their over-under is 35.5, which I'm pretty sure they've been over-under for the last 7 seasons. Patio, if you want to fact-check that, go for it.
It hasn't been since 1985. That's going to be a new thing on the show.
How many? That's a long time. That's like
you could just
36
use it for
years.
anything. Like somebody throws out a stat, you just go, well, not since 1985. That has not happened.
I went very under on this team compared to with 28 wins. I like the Davion Mitchell pick. I liked him at Baylor. I only watched him a few times, admittedly, but that dude has a lot of promise. I think he's got like a lot of Marcus Smart in him, and that's the defense that they need. This team, again, they're kind of like Cleveland. Well, they got a lot of guys. Marvin Bagley, a second overall pick, who will forever be not the Sam Bowie, slightly better Sam Bowie of that draft where Luka was taken right after him.
And
what else with this team? Tyrese Halliburton's great. Darren Fox is great. This team traded for Ben Simmons. It would be interesting. Would they be much better?
I would hate that.
It's just a bad franchise. So I'm going to perennially go under with this team until I see otherwise. So 28 wins for me.
Oh,
yeah. Terrible franchise. Move him to Vegas or Seattle. Give him something. Give us something fun.
They're one of the oldest franchises in the NBA, by the way.
Who cares?
I'm pretty sure they've been there since 1948.
Who cares? Vlade Divac going to be upset about it?
Oh, how many wins you say, Joe?
I like your number, Chris. 28.
Yeah.
Give me the under. I'll go 29 just to be a little bit different. But I like that number. I don't think they're cracking 30.
Nah.
All right, guys. One of my favorite teams. One of my lock overs. I have a lot of overs, but this is one of my lock overs. The Minnesota Timberwolves at 34.5 wins. I have 43. This team should be over 500. Like I have so many teams this year going over 500 apparently, which has not happened.
The whole league's going over 500.
Our whole league is first time since 1985, or even back 85. Further
since the merger.
The Minnesota Timberwolves got some guys. If they can stay healthy, this team can do some things. The first overall pick in Anthony Edwards proved that he is worthy of the first overall pick last year. D'Angelo Russell is still a solid player despite his shortcomings. Karl Anthony Towns, he produces a lot of stats. He's like the good stats, bad team center, which doesn't really usually happen with a big guy since like DeMarcus Cousins. That was for other reasons. There's so much with this team. Malik Beasley is still really good with this team. Jared Vanderbilt's a good defensive presence. Jaden McDaniels is really good. Now I'm digging a little too deep on this team, but they traded Culver and Juancho Hernan Gomez, who's going to be in the new Adam Sandler movie, by the way, on Netflix.
How do you know
Juancho's
this?
featured on that. It was, so it's going to be interesting. Wait for that on Netflix. And but so Pat Bev's there in Minnesota, and he's never missed the playoffs. So with that being said, Minnesota over 43 wins.
Since 43 wins. Give me the under, hold on. Yeah, give me the under. Give me 34. They're not good. They're not going to be good.
Yeah, give me the over 35. I think they're right around there. I think that's the right number.
That's the right.
Couldn't talk any guys into more than 40.
I heard everything you said, and I think that it's just kind of they're just like a laissez-faire blah.
They've had those guys.
Well, Pat Beverly, get ready to miss the playoffs.
Pat, sorry, buddy.
Sorry, Bev.
Sorry, Bevs. Get traded twice.
San Antonio Spurs, 28.5. I wanted to go over on this team because I don't know if the Spurs have ever been under. There's probably Patio can probably time it with a happy fact. The Spurs have been over 500 for 15 straight seasons. Besides last year, I think they were under actually last season. Best player on this team is DeJounte Murray, which even good NBA, even people who watch the NBA don't know who he is. Keldon Johnson, Joey, you know who this guy is now. Since you were the guy watching the USA Olympic team, he's pretty good. Thaddeus Young is fine. Obviously, we know from
Damn.
Chicago.
You don't have any high numbers for Jakob Poeltl?
Jakob Poeltl, I put it as a 2. Don't like him. Don't really care.
I'm not a fan of Jakob.
Derek White's fine. Derek White. People in
Oh,
San
like him.
Antonio really like Derek White. He's
fine.
Yeah. They also have another guy not mentioned here is Devin Vessel. He's a sniper from 3. And there's probably some other guys on this team too. But like who? There's nobody really.
Who
to
cares?
talk about. This team is boring. And they just have a lot of legacy. They were boring when they were winning 55 games a year, right? And now they're even more boring. So just give me the under.
Under 27.
Under. I like your style, Joey. Under 27.
Yeah.
Unders 27.
All right. Now Houston Rockets 27.5. I wrote this in the blog at theboxoutboys.wordpress.com where this is one of my locks for the over this year. Oh, wait, hang on, Patio. One more franchise stat. The last time the Spurs were significantly under 500, under 450, was 1997. We'll be worried to see Pop coaching a really bad Spurs team. And actually, that 97 season, I remember they allegedly tanked that season because David Robinson got hurt and they went for the number 1 overall pick, which that year then they got Tim Duncan. So that's the last time the Spurs really went bad is when they got, a generational talent in Tim Duncan. So I don't know who the guys are in the draft this year. Maybe Imani Bates out of Michigan. Although he won't be ready for the draft until the year after. So anyways, Houston Rockets, 27.5. I like this team. I mentioned in the blog, they were 11-10 last year. They were looking good after the Harden trade. John Wall got hurt. Christian Wood got hurt.
Yeah.
The team went 6-45 for the rest of the year. And so that's why they went under. They tanked like a MF. And 27.5, I like this team at 30. I really think they're going to be competitive with Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., John Wall. Does John Wall want to play basketball anymore? If he does, he'll prove it this year and they'll go over 27.5.
I don't think John Wall wants to play basketball anymore. I think they're going to fall on their faces flat and hard. Give me the under 24.
I'll take the over. You've swung me, Chris. I do like some of the players that they have, particularly the young guys. I'm not too worried about John Wall, but I think he'll help. I like 30. I like your number.
Nice. Last team, guys. We made it. Looks like we made it. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Easy, Daddy.
At 23.5 wins. Daddy Chris. Paul. 23.5 wins. This team still sucks. They gave Shai Gilgeous-Alexander the max.
Yes.
Who did they take in the draft? They took some tall point guard. Josh Giddey, I think is his name. I have to look it up, but
it's an
6'8".
It's an under.
It's an under. So let's just stop. I went 20
under,
wins, which is
20. Give me the 20.
Give me 19. I think they're going to be in that same boat with the Magic. Just a garbage team.
We did it, guys.
We made it. All right. So that was all of our over-unders. I encourage you, if you're listening to this podcast, to go check it out on our Twitch stream because the detail Chris is going into is awesome, and you can just read the stuff for days. And I think some of this is up on our WordPress site, Chris, if I'm not mistaken, or will be at some point.
We will be adding this to our WordPress site as well. And then just like a fact check kind of thing here. So I went 1232. There's 1,230 possible wins in the regular season. I went 2 over, which, Pat obviously pointed that out already. Joey is very pessimistic about this season, where he's expecting 49 wins fewer than you can actually have in the regular season.
Oh, wow.
And Titus, you went 10. So actually, this is actually commendable for you guys, despite, you guys just doing it off the cuff.
Yeah, just throwing it out there, man.
Yeah, true fans.
So it's interesting. But seeing this many unders is unusual. Usually people like to go over. Joey, you've got 21 unders. In Titus, what do you got here? You got 17 unders.
All right.
So we can compare that to my 12 unders.
Yes, there we go. There's the issue.
there's the
Yeah,
issue.
there's the issue. Here's how we got to 1232.
Well, no, 12:30 is the wins.
Yeah.
That's regardless,
2
but
hour.
it's
Well, hey,
I don't know, man.
it could
I'm
be an interesting
optimistic for this
season.
season. I'm excited. You guys are more realistic. That's what this shows. So it's fun to do this. I'm happy we were able to take the time to actually roll this through.
Yeah, it was a good exercise. I'm very interested to see how this pays off at the end of the season. We'll take a quick pause here.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Anybody else who like Patty O, especially, you've been in the stream, I think, the whole time. And Big Daddy Kumquat 58. Email in.
What?
Take these over-unders found on DraftKings. Send in your over-under picks. We'll make a bet out of this. I don't know if we're gonna do a jersey bet or something. We'll include you guys in it if you want. And I think it's just a fun thing to follow for the season. We don't have to bet money. We can just bet like
Let's respect bragging rights.
yeah, we can do whatever.
Sandwich bets.
All right, we'll take a pause because this is a little note for Adam. If you can, find a space for it in between the conferences, but if not, right here will be fine to drop in your ad read from last week because we will be continue our giveaway. We had a few entrants in our giveaway this past week, so thank you for liking and sharing our posts, and we'll put up another one this week to have a few more people enter to win. We'll be doing a giveaway with our sponsor, Lewis and Clark. They make outdoor products in a second, and we'll be telling you all about them. And so just follow the Box Out Boys on Instagram and Twitter. Share the link to the latest episode. Tag us in your post, and we will be able to pick some winners. Hopefully, maybe within the next episode or two, we'll have enough people entered in to kind of make it interesting to win. So that'd be fun. So drop that in wherever you can, Adam. Also, just for a little programming note, our schedule, we're off again next week. We'll be back on the 15th. I'm thinking next week would be a good week for our NBA 101 conversation. I can kind of take the lead on that one, write that up for us, give us some ideas. We've been talking about that.
Yeah.
And then we'll be off the 22nd. And then the 29th, we start our regular full-time coverage because the season starts within, a few short weeks here, guys. So we're all getting hyped up, getting ready for the season to start. So you guys excited?
I'm stoked. Can't
48
wait.
days away.
All right. Well, with that is it for us tonight. Join us next week to talk more NBA basketball. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Box Out Boys. Slide into those DMs. Watch us live on Twitch Wednesdays at 8 or around 8 at the Box Out Boys on Twitch. Send us an email to theboxoutboys.com or theboxoutboys@gmail.com. Let us know your over-under takes, your questions for the show. And as always, like, subscribe, and review wherever you listen to this at now. We'd very much appreciate that. So for Chris, Joey, and Adam, I'm Titus. Until next time, box out. All right.
Cut the audacities.
106.
That was good. That was a long one. Oh, man, see, this keeps dropping out.
I think I'm gonna drop the Twitch stream. Patio O'Connor 33. Appreciate you
Pat.
being on here tonight.
Thank you, Pat.
Do the over-unders yourself. I'm curious to see what you come back with. I'm predicting history this year in the Eastern Conference, so excited to see what you got as well.
Thanks, Pat.
The recording has stopped.
Recording stop. Twitch out.
What's episode 31?
31.
Ooh.